Hi everyone, I'm Donglin Liu, and today I will be presenting the project chapter for our group project. This project is located in 33 Stanley Avenue in Milford on Auckland's North Shore. And the main purpose is to develop a high quality residential property, and that meets the growing demand for modern in this area. We will define the three key objectives for the project. Firstly is to obtain building consent by September 2025. And second one is to complete construction and fit out by December 2026. Thirdly is to achieve a 15% return on investment in quarter one in 2027. In terms of deliverables, the project will provide approved council consent document, a fully completed four-bedrooms residential house with garage, and landscaping, and a marketing package along with a sale-ready unit. We will make several assumptions to support our planning. Firstly, there will be no major delays due to weather or material shortages, and that all contractor will deliver as scheduled. However, we will also aware of our constraints. The site is subject to noise and access limitations due to residential zoning regulations. And we are working under a strict budget cap of 50,000 NZD, which requires careful cost control. We have identified a number of key stakeholders, include the project sponsor, ACG Limited, the project manager, and the contractors and the subcontractors, the Auckland Council, and finally the local residents and future home buyers. This project chapter defines the critical element of our project objective, deliverables, constraints, and stakeholders following the framework in chapter 3. And now I will hand over to Yuan Hong to present the WBS and schedule.
Hi everyone. Today I'll give you a quick rundown of how we structured our project using a work breakdown structure, and how that tell into our overall timeline. So we've taken a phase-based approach, which basically mean we broke the project into logical stage from start to finish. That includes project management, design, consent, site preparation, construction, fit out, and final handover and sale. So now the construction bit is where it gets more detail. We split it into foundation, framing, roofing, and exterior works. Doing this help us keep a clear handle on what's happened when and who's responsible for what. It also makes it way easier to link tasks to budget and keep track of progress, which is essential for managing control accounts, as we discussed back in chapter 7. So in terms of timeline, we've laid out a sequential schedule using principle from chapter 6. Here how it looks. We kicked things off in weeks 1 to 4 with the design phase. This was all about getting the initial ideas down, locking in the layout and figure out what we wanted the build to look like. And then from week 5 through to 12, we moved into the consent stage, dealing with the council, submitting paperwork, and making sure everything met regulation. Week 13 to 30 was when the real action starts. That's the construction phase. So this includes foundation, framing, roofing, all the structural stuff. After that, week 31 to 40 we're focused on the interior fit out, things like plasterboard, fixture finish, making it all livable and ready to go. And final, from weeks 41 to 45, we wrapped it all up with final check, a bit of marketing, and then handing the place over. So now I'm pass it over to Ying to talk about budget and resource.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ying Elena. So today I'm going to walk you through the resource allocation and budgeting estimates for our project. This gives us a clear idea of who's involved, for how long, and how much it all going to cost, at least at this early stage. Let's start with a big picture. We're looking at a total estimated project cost of about $2.5 million. That includes a 10% contingency, which I will touch on in a moment. Now, in terms of people, we've got our architect who's on board for the first 4 weeks, focused on the design phase. That's 18,000 per unit, or 90,000 total across the 5 units. After that, from week 5 to 8, we've got our structural engineer costing 8,000 per unit, so 40,000 total. The main contractor takes over from week 13 to week 40, handling construction. That's the biggest chunk. For 420,000 per unit, adding up to hoping 2.1 million. Meanwhile, our project manager is keeping an eye on things the whole way through, from week 1 to week 45, with a flat fee of 35,000. Then we've got a miscellaneous legal and permit costs running from week 5 to 12, budgeted at 22,500. Though that doesn't include the resource consent, which is still to be factored in. Altogether, before contingency, we are sitting at a subtotal of 2,287,500. Now, as for that 10% contingency, that's 228,750, and it's there to cover any unforeseen issues that pop up along the way. You know how projects go. Something always changes or run into delays. This is aligned with Chapter 10 of the CPM textbook, which recommended having a buffer like this to manage risks properly. Just to quick note, this budget doesn't include any FF&E. That's things like furniture, fixtures, kitchen and bathroom fittings, lighting, appliance, that kind of stuff. Those costs usually depends on the level of finish we are going for and will be handled in a later phase. So yeah, that's a snapshot of our current source and budget planning, tight but realistic, and gives us a solid foundation to move forward. Now I will hand over to Shu Yi.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shu Yi. Now I will walk you through our risk management approach and summarize our project. As part of our planning phase, we apply the 5-step risk management process outlined in Chapter 11 of our course. These 5 steps are plan, identify, analyze, respond, and monitor. We followed this structured process to proactively recognize and control uncertainties that could impact our project goals. We identified 3 key risks and that could significantly affect our timeline and budget. Building consent delay. This is a high probability, high impact risk. To mitigate it, we plan to submit all documents early and maintain continuous communication with our client counsel to reduce processing time. Subcontractor shortage, there are median chance that our main contractor might not be able to mobilize sufficient labor on time. To avoid this, we will pre-contract multiple subcontractors to ensure resource availability. Budget overrun, this is another critical risk. We've planned a mitigation strategy that includes a 10% contingency reserve. More importantly, we've set a monitoring threshold if our actual spending reaches 90% of the located budget. We will trigger a financial review and adjust our scope or the resources according. Our risk response strategies cover all four main approaches from the textbook: avoid, transfer, mitigate, and accept. This gives us flexibility in handling different types of risk. To ensure ongoing management, we will hold bi-weekly risk review meetings. They are all our team members, not just the project manager, will contribute to updating, identifying, and responding to risk. This emphasizes that risk management is a shared responsibility, not a one-person job. In conclusion, by embedding a strong and proactive risk management framework into our workflow, we aim to ensure smoother project delivery, minimize unexpected issue, and to support a successful completion of 33 Stain Avenue development. Thank you very much.